So what if Wonder Woman, instead of being a powerful princess from a paradise island, instead grew up in a harsh reality created entirely by Darkseid and becomes a new warrior from hell? Well, that's exactly what we see here in Absolute Wonder Woman. And once Diana fully understands who she is, we see she is immensely powerful. But we do pick up in Gateway City, a location nested in California where it seems something, well, strange is going on. An invasion of seemingly otherworldly or mystical creatures, as a news crew and reporter tries to make note of this, with so far this giant pyramid looking structure is just floating ominously in the distance until it starts to activate. Creatures of different sizes pour out of it and attacking all the locals, causing what would be certain death for these people. And I say would be because we then see in a flash of lightning a figure flying in on a Pegasus come soaring through, a death angel, slicing and taking out dozens of these creatures all in one fell swoop, because this entity has some sort of a magic bag, if you will, in which they pull out a giant freaking sword. And as this mysterious figure is cutting loose, sweeping house, the comic goes on to say, once upon a time there was a princess, and that princess had all the gifts any princess could hope to have. Beauty, grace, compassion, kindness. As we see this mysterious figure finally land and take off their helmet, with this now known woman spreading blood from her slain enemies across her eyes, getting ready to unleash a devastating attack. As she puts her bracelets together, utters some sort of unknown phrase, and a bombardment of pure destructive energy flashes out. Pure power. With the comic further going on to explain what it did before, how every princess needed the ability to outrun a hellhound, the ability to conjure the darkest of magics, things every princess needs when she was raised in hell. Because yes, not only is this Wonder Woman, this is more of a darker reflection of her normal main prime DC continuity version, because here we see her life was very, very different, like anyone would be if you grew up in a universe created by Darkseid himself, a universe where hope isn't a constant nor a guarantee. Darkness and death is the only thing guaranteed in his universe, in which we see Wonder Woman's iconic story even reflected upon this, and how everything, including her origin and abilities, are completely different. Because now we then pick up years before, on an island simply called the Wild Isles of Hell, which in this case was used as a prison for the powerful Sersi, who is a iconic Wonder Woman villain who specializes in magic, so think of Enchantress from Marvel kind of. But as we actually pick up on this Isle of Hell, we see Sersi herself being imprisoned here by the Greek gods, and funnily enough we see one arrive with something that would change not only her fate, but the fate of perhaps the world going forward, as Apollo, the Greek sun god, arrives with a gift almost, because as he floats down he gives Sersi something, and this something is revealed to be a living person, a child, a baby. So Sersi, while not only being a prisoner in hell, is now giving a baby, which complicates this entire situation tenfold. But Apollo goes to try to rectify and clarify the situation, saying that this baby is Princess Diana of Themyscira. She is the last of the Amazons, because it seems in this universe, the Amazons, whatever they have been doing, has angered the Greek gods, including Zeus himself. And as punishments for their crimes, Wonder Woman, Diana, seemingly the last of the Amazons, is punished to live in hell, with Sersi her new guardian. Which, okay, seems simple enough if you will, but it gets even weirder, as Apollo goes on to say she may never be reunited with her Amazon sisters, and you Sersi may never say the word Amazon again, literally using his godly power and might to ban and restrict the word from her vocabulary. Which you might go to ask yourself, okay, this is kind of crazy. Whatever the Amazons must have done must have been insane for them to not only be wiped out, but it'd be forbidden to even speak the name of them. And deep down, for whatever reason, and the answers you might get later, Apollo and presumably the rest of the Greek gods are scared of Diana, afraid of potentially her power or what she could represent. But Sersi, now with the responsibility of a random child that has been bestowed upon her, she doesn't really know what to do, because as she thinks over the situation, she says in Apollo's arrogance, he has not set very many rules, which is good for her, because surely she will die without care. And Sersi is no mother, not a good one anyway, and she wasn't even tasked with keeping the child alive, as she sits on a rock and literally watches a snake come up to try and attack the child. And as this creature bears its fangs going to attack, to no one's surprise, this child, this baby, is stronger than she might seem, grabbing the hellish snake by its jaws and tossing it aside with very little effort. And you would think Wonder Woman, from a child being raised in a, well, not a good place and not paradise like Themyscira would be, she would grow up and be more harsh, angrier. And while that might be a case, we do see her initial nature as a being and a child more goodwill. As an instance of another hellish reptile attacking her, instead of attacking it, she instead grabs it and shows it kindness, which is a subtle way to say that, you know, the heroic Wonder Woman is still in there deep down. Now moving forward, that might change with her having to adapt to her new lifestyle and, well, new absolute universe that she's going to be in, but it is never gone completely, because as we switch over and see instances of her growing up on this island of hell, a couple interesting things are to note. One, you might think there would be more problems with a villain or bad person like Cersei might be in Wonder Woman being young and impressionable, but no, Cersei the sorceress actually fully adopts and comes over to helping Wonder Woman being, well, Wonder Woman, a good person, teaching, feeding, caring for her. Another interesting thing to note is she is trained and brought up in learning magic, because Cersei, while being a sorceress, she is pretty adept in using magical abilities. And so is this version of Wonder Woman, which is very interesting compared to the normal Prime DC Universe Wonder Woman, who is magic in nature and uses magical items, but not really a Raven or Zatanna type magic person. But here that isn't the case. As we see later, she is plenty powerful when she needs to be. And moving back over to Gateway City, she is going to be needing all the power she can get. As because she stops to talk with some of the locals, some of the military, and other first responders getting to the scene to see what they can defend and help. But unfortunately for the humans, there was no time. Wonder Woman telling everybody to run and clear out as the structure, the giant pyramid thing, starts to shift and change. As well before, there was these little flying creatures coming out of it, but now it seems it's time for the main boss, the very ancient and very powerful creature jutting through, a kaiju looking beast that would give even the Greek gods trouble. But Diana, being as fearless as ever, still stands up to this creature, telling it that it is not welcome here and that this world will defend itself. So go back to wherever you came from and tell whatever master sent you that they were mistaken. This world is protected. But this creature named Harbinger Prime is capable of speech, as it activates its ability saying, but this world is not, as this one ability is able to put Wonder Woman on the back foot. And because of this, a giant battle breaks loose, with Wonder Woman and her new flying companion, a Pegasus, starting a 2-on-1 battle to engage the creature. But it seems like it is a losing battle. This creature is too big, too powerful, too versatile, as when Wonder Woman tries to go up and use her magic, touching the creature, he simply uses his laser eyes and downs Wonder Woman in one hit. And to make matters even worse, all the other smaller creatures that she has defeated before, seemingly dozens or hundreds, starts to get up and attacking not only her but the other humans and civilians in the city. So Diana, after continuing to fight the creature, eventually is able to redirect one of its blasts back at it, which does hurt it but also angers it, causing it to stop holding back and uses 100% of its power, hitting, hurting, and stunning Wonder Woman from the direct attack. And as she is briefly knocked out, we see a flashback play, almost a memory of hers, as she confronts her mother Cersei over this banned and restricted word, Amazon. You might say, how does Wonder Woman even know of the word and its importance or meaning if no instance of it is able to be spoken? Well, even Wonder Woman herself isn't sure of this, as she says, how can I even know a word without having ever heard it? How can it beat in my chest so powerfully without even knowing what it means? But eventually she does say it. She says Amazon. And just saying the word makes her question everything. Why doesn't Apollo and the rest of the Greek gods want her to know what she is, an Amazon? They not only took her from the rest of the Amazons, but stopped her from knowing who she was. And as Cersei goes on to finally put things into perspective and clear a little bit of it up, she says it's because the Amazons had a job to do. They protected the world above, man's world, from the ancient and oldest of monsters, which only wanted to feast on the world. And without the Amazons, the world above was never supposed to make it this far. Maybe this is the end for them, the end for everybody. Or perhaps you will say your name again and become what you were always meant to be, an Amazon. And as we flash back to present day in the midst of the giant battle going on, we then see Diana, fully conscious, opening her eyes, say the word again, Amazon. And this time, things go very, very differently. Her skin, even down to her eyes, change from the blue to a deep orangey red, raging with fire and pure power as she says the words. And now back up, at 100% and fully healed, it seems the Princess of Hell before, the Diana, the Wonder Woman, wasn't her full form. And now after fully embracing herself and what she is, we then see this new form of hers, almost like her turning Super Saiyan, floating and radiating with pure power, as she goes to confront the creature once more, telling it that she is Diana of Themyscira, last of the Amazons, daughter of Cersei and Princess of Hell, and you will not have this world while I still draw breath, holding her iconic and now changed lasso of truth, as it is also glowing red with power now. And this Wonder Woman design is absolutely crazy. She's looking like she's about to wreck house, but unfortunately we will see what she does with this new form in the next issue as this video comes to a close. So yeah, that was the first issue of Absolute Wonder Woman. What did you guys think of it? Me personally, I thought it was pretty interesting. It really shook things up in the Wonder Woman mythos and changed things around. Now obviously this is only the first issue and from here it can go really anywhere, but I do think it's pretty cool having a more magic based, magic powered Wonder Woman. And I wouldn't even be surprised if this Wonder Woman here is more powerful than Superman, Absolute Superman in any case, at least when he's starting out. Because as strong as Wonder Woman is normally, imagine her being raised in a hellish landscape and being taught magic from literally a baby. She'd be pretty powerful. But of course, this was the Hero Informer. and thank you for watching.